This might be the most tragic and philosophical Ninjago theory you will ever see. With the first season of Ninjago Dragons Rising, came some puzzling lore, most of which had something to do with ancient powerful beings, most likely more powerful than even the first Spinjitzu master. These ancient beings are known as source dragons. If my theory is correct, Ninjago is going to become the science fiction film of the decade. Today, we look at how Lloyd might be immortal, the fabric of reality before the first realm, and the end of the Ninjago universe as we know it. We know that source dragons are extremely old, so old in fact that it is basically confirmed they created Firstborn herself as the first not source dragon, hence the name Firstborn. But I believe it goes much deeper than this. For the source dragons to even create Firstborn, they had to have a realm to let her inhabit, that realm being the first realm. But who created it? Most like the source dragons.
I have enough power in a single claw to shatter Imperium into pieces.
It would make sense for them to be able to create entire realms as well. Need more proof? In the endings of both Ninjago Dragons Rising Part 1 and Part 2, Lloyd powers up as the conduit of the source dragons and travels through what looks much like the tunnels in the ethereal divide, something only dragons could do. Afterwards, he was in a completely separate area never seen before. This wasn't a realm, nor was it anything that obeyed the laws of reality. As far as we know, nothing in the ethereal divide is like that, so there is only one sensible option left. This was outside of the ethereal divide. Hence, if the source dragons exist outside the ethereal divide, surely they have the ability to exist before the first realm, or perhaps the ethereal divide itself. As per the previous part of my theory, the creation of the first realm eventually led to the Oni-Dragon conflict and subsequently the creation of the first Spinjitzu master. The important thing to consider is that after he created the realms, and foresaw the coalescence, he went to the source dragons to get their help and stabilize the realms he had created. Note that one down. He needed the source dragons' help to stabilize the realms, heavily implying that the source dragons are far more powerful than the FSM, at least at that time. Golden weapons enhanced their respective elements, and so did source dragons. Golden power has the same color scheme as source dragon energy. Golden power is extremely unstable and nigh omnipotent, and so are source dragons. These connections have very fishy implications. As a matter of fact, golden power is the enhanced combination of the four main elements, granting power to all other elements and abilities possible. Hence, it may be possible that golden power is the same power as the hyper-enhanced elemental essence of green. Much like we see the source dragon energy in the endings of Season 1, golden power is the same as the source dragon energy, granted to some for righteous acts. Before we go further, I want to clarify that this is all just a theory, a film theory. If we compile all previous points, a peculiar image forms.
Perhaps we will meet again before the end of this cycle.
This right here implies some insane things. Considering the connections we made previously, Lloyd is in for a ride. See, the FSM went to the source dragons to get their help and stabilize the realms he had created. Who else did that same thing? Lloyd. FSM collected a generation of protectors for Ninjago. Who else is doing that? Lloyd. FSM had all the elements and could tap into golden power. Who else could? Lloyd. It seems like the FSM's contributions are all pointing towards Lloyd's as well. Additionally, when Lloyd saw the visions in Part 1, he was outside the ethereal divide, was being powered up by the source dragons, and saw a graveyard of ninja with relics of battle. First of all, there is no way Lloyd would be able to guide this many ninja, especially when they seem to have the same colors. What I believe all this evidence is pointing towards is that Lloyd, with the aid of the source dragons, will become fictionally immortal and will train multiple generations of ninja subsequently after the death of the previous generation all the way until the entire ethereal divide inevitably ends. Yes, that means our beloved ninja will be somewhere in there. Afterwards, Lloyd will be granted the same role as the FSM by the source dragons and go on to create his own realms. Hence, the cycle begins again. Is it like anything Ninjago would do? No, Does it make some sense? Yes. Is it ridiculous but cool? Yes. And most importantly, is it just a theory? Yes, it's just a theory, a Ninjago theory.